to do a capital budget analysis, we are going to start with our assumptions. And the assumptions that we're going to be working with for this capital budget is our discount rate. And we're going to use a rate of 10%. And our assumption for initial investment is going to be $1,000. And then our yearly cash inflow, we're going to say $500. And we're going to make dollar signs to both of these. Okay. Now to understand if this project will be a successful project, we're going to have to take a look at the net present value, and depending on what your company procedures are, you might need to look at the internal rate of return as well. So to get to that, we're going to start with a timeline, and we're going to start with year 0. And this project is expected to run for about 10 years. So I'm going to fill this out to 10 years, and we'll calculate from year 0 to 10 years. And I'm just going to make that bold. And what am I looking for? Bottom border. Okay, now let's start with our projected cash flow. So the initial investment, I like to keep this in red for the same mistake I just made, which is it should be a negative when you enter that into your spreadsheet. It's a negative because you're paying that out. That's your initial investment. I like to keep it red just so that I have that reminder that this should be a negative number. And my initial investment for year 0 is just going to equal to whatever my investment is. And then the yearly cash flow is just going to be whatever we project it to be here for year 1. And we're just going to make that for every year for the next 10 years. And then we're going to take a look at our present value cash flow. Okay. So our present value for year 0 is going to be equals our investment divided by 1 plus our discount rate. And then we're going to make that to the power of the year. So our present value is whatever it is at year 0. Now going forward, that should change, but we're just going to make sure that our discount rate doesn't change. And we're going to pull that out for the next 10 years. And there we go. We have our present value. Now we're able to see everything out for 10 years. I'm going to go ahead and calculate our net present value, because that's the number you actually want to see. So our net present value, what we can do is we can actually calculate this. We can do this two ways, or we can do it the easy way, which is Excel's built-in formula for this, NPV. I can select that, and I can choose the discount rate. And next, it wants the values. So I'm going to select my year 1 through 10 of cash flows. And then I'm going to close the bracket and add my investment. And that should bring me to my net present value. As you can see here, this is a positive number, which is a good thing, because anything above 0 means that you should really strongly consider taking on the project. But we can also calculate our net present value. And I'm just going to take it through here. And there we go. Your net present value is just the accumulation of your present value cash flow there. Depending on your company's policies or procedures around projects and accepting projects, you might be given instructions like we don't take on any projects that has an internal rate of return of less than X. And so we're going to go ahead and calculate our internal rate of return, and that's pretty simple because Excel has a built-in IRR function that we can use. And for this, we're just going to put in the values, and we're not actually going to use that guess there. We're just going to use the values, and we're going to take the values from the cash flow, and we're going to just drag it through right there. And your internal rate of return is 49%. So some companies might say we have a minimum internal rate of return on projects that we invest in of 15%. So if that's the case, there you go. You're at 49%. And this is your capital budget analysis.